Hi. So, this week we announced the guest a little later than usual because I had a bit of a gig on Saturday night. So Saturday was a lot of fun. It was all socially distant. It was all clean and safe and according to governmental guidelines here in the UK. But it was at a massive club called Village Underground, which is suffering like a lot of clubs in London are. So they reconverted their massive space into a bar. So I bullied my dear friends, Anita Rani and Anushka Shankar. No, not Anushka Shankar, shit. Not Anushka, no, it was Anita Rani and Reggie Sharma to DJ with me. And it was wonderful. But yes, so it kind of threw this week out of whack. But I've got a very dear friend joining me today, Ishani. And Ishani is an amazing singer, songwriter, and performer. And we go back so many years. And we realised we don't have a single photo together. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. And this is Ishani. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can indeed. I was just explaining to why this week's whole chat was delayed in its announcement, and because I was so fucked up from Saturday night that I thought
too was quite fucked up.
Sorry?
I too was quite.
Yeah. Saturday was a lot of fun. So yeah, I was just explaining that it was like nice and socially distant and clean and open. It was like 750 is the usual capacity, but it was down to 100. And it was, and you were there. Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I think if they continue to do stuff like that, more and more parties will be the new norm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, God, who knows what that phrase means now? But equally, I don't want to be that prick that throws a party that everyone gets like, ill. Yeah. So I'm kind of
Thank
glad
God that. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. I'm glad that they didn't. That was mitigated on Saturday. But yeah, look, thanks for joining me and thanks for coming on and having this chat with me. And
thanks for me.
And basically, yeah, it's like me and you having a drink with a load of eavesdroppers. And thank you, all the eavesdroppers joining our chat. Cheers, much appreciated. So yeah, we met like in 2013 at a Driving Lita gig, which was Dee's band.
Yeah.
At the old Queen's Head.
Oh, sorry. Did I just cover them? Okay.
That's all right. There you go. At the old Queen's Head in Islington. So how did you end up at that gig?
So I went to a college right around the corner from that pub. Mm-hmm. And you know Zayn? So Zayn
big up Calcutta Wala. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Calcutta Wala. He and I were in the same course. And he was like, you got to come and see this band that's playing, because I think he used to like talent manage you or artist manage you when he used to work at Only Much Louder. Yeah,
in India. So I think he managed the tour that we were on. So I was managing the band and then he was looking after us when we were on the ground in India. So yeah.
So you have to go and check these guys out, Dee, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I was just like, my mind was blown when I walked into that gig, and I met all you guys, and it was never looked back.
And lots of really weird brown people into sort of really weird music.
Yeah. As Anita Rani said, we're the misfits. And
they're misfits, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. And I remember also our first sort of drink together, night out. You decided to try and match me drink for drink, and you failed miserably.
Yeah, never again. I am not James Bond. I can't do martinis. No.
Like 25 martinis in a row. But look, how did you end up in it? So you're from Singapore initially, via India, and then in the UK, or have I got it the wrong way around? What's your trajectory?
So I grew up in England. I grew up in Cornwall, and then my family moved to India because they were like, we want you to grow up like a proper Indian girl. And then I finished my high school in India, and I moved to Singapore to do my uni. And then I came to here.
That's crazy. I didn't know you were born in Cornwall.
You didn't know that?
Yeah. No, man.
Yeah, dude.
I thought you were born in Bangalore.
Yeah.
No way.
This is how well we know each other.
Fuck, dude. I totally thought you were born in Bangalore and then went to Singapore to study.
No. Yeah, no. I grew up Cornish, and then.
That's so messed up. I can't imagine you being Cornish, because I mean, like my sort of image of Cornwall having never been at all, was it's kind of Brexity, right?
It is. Yeah, I was the only brown girl in my class, so I always felt weird anyway. And then when my parents moved to India, I was kind of figuring who I was, and then I moved to India, and then I had another culture shock.
Yeah.
Anderson's like Cornish, lol. But yeah, and it's like another, culture shock there. And then by the time I fit in India, I was like, right, I'm going to Singapore. Mad.
So why did you go to Singapore?
Sorry?
Why did you go to Singapore?
Because I wanted to study TV and film. And, and that's what I did there. And yeah, it was great. But I still had like this kind of voice inside me that said, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. And I was like, I need to go back to the UK. And here I am. And everything's been great.
I never knew you were Cornish. I'm so fucking taken aback by that. I'm just like, huh? Because I had a similar chat with, Rita Lloyd, right? So Rita's like a prominent gay activist. From Cornwall? Right. There's a Cornish thing with her as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Get out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mad. I may be mistaken, but it was definitely somewhere. Maybe it was somewhere very Brexity that you wouldn't imagine someone like Rita, who's a staunch feminist and a staunch gay activist, to be. Yeah. And she's of the brown, right? So I mean, that's just like, huh? Yeah. Fuck, Cornwall. That's crazy. And so when you were in Singapore, you set up your TV production company thing, or your film. I don't know how would you describe it? It was just a production house.
It was really embarrassing. Like whenever I'd say it to anybody, everybody would be like, really? This is what your company's called? I called it the Singing Bush. No, yeah, it was a company that kind of we supported the main TV channels in Singapore. So it's like kind of like we made stuff for the BBC here. It will be the same thing for Singapore. And so we do motion graphics and we design their logos. Like they still have the same logos that we designed like 7 years ago or something like that. So
I always thought Singapore was really conservative in its outlook. So how did you get away with a company called the Singing Bush?
Just did it. Had to do it.
How could no one in anyone that hired you go, that's a really weird name to put on an invoice?
No, but it was from that film, The Three Amigos. Have you ever watched it?
I haven't, but I know of it. It's like
I know of it. Well, there is a scene.
Martin Short, right?
They're looking for the Invisible Man. Sorry.
Martin Short and
Martin. No, the other guy with the hair.
Steve thingy.
Steve
Martin, but then Martin Short's also in it as one of them, the little guy.
Oh no, he is, of course, yeah.
Who's the third guy? Whatever. But yeah.
And the other one. No, and they're looking for the invisible swordsman or something like that. And meet a singing bush, and they keep asking this bush questions, and the bush just does not give a fuck and just keeps singing at them. And we thought that was really funny, and we're like, yeah, let's do it.
I mean, that kind of bawdy British humour that's ingrained in my head, just giggling away, going, ha, ha, ha. So maybe that's the reason. It was a cultural thing that in Singapore they were just like, okay, yeah, it's a bush that sings, fine.
Yeah, it's fine, exactly.
Okay, that's mad. And then when did the music stuff start?
The music stuff kind of started while I was in Singapore, but come from Asian families. When I told my family I wanted to do music as a career, it was kind of like, let's you study something else first, and then you do music later. So what I would do is when I was in uni or when I was at work, I would still come back home and I would do my songwriting, or I'd do my I'd play around with softwares and stuff like that. And so I was building stuff up. I just wasn't putting stuff out. And it's only when I was like, okay, I don't have the confidence to call myself a professional musician, or unless I study, because I'm self-taught. I did not learn how to sing. I didn't go to any classes. The only thing I learned was production and sound engineering, which of course I met you when I was studying. So,
so you were an engineer when we met. You weren't yet behind the mic as a singer.
I was an engineer in training. So
that's so fucking cool, because like female sound engineers are like few and far between. But they're also fucking legendary. Like, as a Prince fan, Susan Rogers is like.
Yeah, we need more. We need more representation as well.
And Peggy McRae was his engineer through 1999, and then Susan Rogers came on after. Sorry, I'm being a Prince nerd. Sorry.
Feel free.
Let me mansplain female engineers to you, oh female engineer student, idiot. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's. I think that's how we got to know each other in 2013 when we met at that
gig.
Yeah.
But yeah, so did you get much engineering work back then? I mean, did you actually qualify in your engineering degree? Did you do that?
Yeah, but you know, like we all approached sound engineering from so many different aspects, because there were people who just want to be an engineer.
Right.
And there were people who were like artists like myself who were like trying to do everything together. And then there were people who wanted to do live engineering. So, you know, for me it was more like I was getting the tools. Remember, every time we met even after I finished the course, you were like, so what you doing? What are you making? And I was like, I'm still finding it. I'm still finding it. Doesn't sound right. I was still like exploring who I was. And so even after I finished the course, I was still like, oh my God, who am I? And I just did not know what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
In terms of music. And it took me a while. And then, yeah.
So were you still developing your toolbox, basically, or your palette?
Sorry?
Were you still developing your toolbox?
Yeah, I was developing. I was trying to understand who I was, and you know, all the palette, everything. It's like I was just trying to figure out where I was going with this, and you know, if you listen to my music, you know that there's a lot of emotional stuff. And I think I was like trying to figure out or scape out how my trajectory would be. Like I wanted to get all my sad songs out first. I'm like, and then we'll visit the fun stuff, you know? Because you don't want to be like the musician who's like, hey, I'm going to put out a really happy song and then...
Was your first song Pelican Elephant or Elephant Pelican?
It was. Wait, that was. Yes, it was.
That was not sad at all. That was really joyful.
You're right. That wasn't sad. You're right. But that was while I was studying. I sent that to the BBC and they were like, we'll play it.
Yeah.
And we were like, what?
Was that your first ever song that you put out?
Yeah. That was mad.
And you shot the video on Brick Lane, right?
I did, yeah. A friend of mine, Candice, she was visiting from New York and she got a new camera and she was like, Ishani, I've got a new camera. I'm going to be in Italy for 2 days. I'm going to be in London for 2 days. Do you want to do something? And I was like, kind of have this song. You want to shoot a video? And it was Halloween time. And we're like, all right, let's just do some guerrilla filming. Let's just go out there. No storyboard, no plan. I asked the only guys in my class in Alchemia, the place I studied. And so I asked them, I was like, guys, do you want to be extras in my music video? So we're like, yes. We went to Camden. We bought like masks because it was Halloween time. Everything was quite cheap.
Right.
So we got animal masks and we just ran into the street. We got into a train. Someone dressed up like an elephant. It was great. Yeah, it was.
Was that not you? What was your thing called? You had this. I remember just these massive pink ears or something that were hung down.
Oh yeah, we met a guy on the street who was making balloon animals and stuff. And he said, "Oh, you shoot a music video? Yeah, okay." And he just made like these massive balloon headphones for me. And he's like, "Right, use it." And I'm like, "Okay, I will."
That sounds like so much fun. Just like a mad guerrilla ghetto shot like music video.
The best things in life, I think, happen that way. When I plan stuff, it all goes crap.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing is when you're just having fun, you're in the vibe, and then it's like there.
So you must have had that experience in sort of TV production in Singapore, engineering stuff, and I presume it was studio engineering in terms of music stuff you did here.
Yeah.
And again, your own sort of career.
Yeah.
Have you found that through all three, that if you plan, it always goes to shit anyway, so you have to fly by the seat of your pants?
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on the people you're working with. I think if everyone's vibing and everyone's gelling, then there's this energy that everyone kind of wants the same goal and everyone gets there. It's just, I think one of the good things is if you know stuff, like as an artist, because I know how behind the camera works. Yeah. I'm going to have my, what do you say? I'm going to have realistic demands of what I can achieve or cannot achieve. So being an engineer, knowing video production, and then being in front of camera or in front of the microphone, I know what's realistic. And so I'm not going to be disappointed at the end of the day, kind of thing. And yeah, but yeah, I mean.
The two things that come up from that is that then how do you push yourself if you're being realistic? Because half of it is like, I can fucking do anything. And then just like meeting that wall and then pushing it, even if it breaks your fucking arms. And then the other half is, how do you cope with being directed by someone when you think you know better than them?
This is why I direct myself.
So you've never had a fucking director?
I mean, I do prefer, I mean, I like working with other people, but I think all the stuff that I've put out so far, I've been quite full on in the vision of it and being part of that myself. But I am a perfectionist as well. So there's that side of me. So it's one advice to any artist out there who's like starting out like me or whatever. Just learn how to let go, because if you don't let go, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is that if you did film and then engineering and then music, how did you was it difficult to make that leap and then express yourself fully? Like, I mean, it must have been difficult going from behind the scenes to like in front of the camera. Yeah,
you have to wear so many hats. It's not easy. You just have to, it's kind of having like multiple personality, and it's like, right, you know, we all have to get along, you know, because, you know, when I'm singing, I shouldn't be listening to what the drums sound like, or when I'm
right.
You know what I mean? Like you
totally.
kind of discipline yourself,
or just let the fuck go, like you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a control freak, then good luck, because it is not easy.
Yeah, totally, dude. Isn't there something that you sent me? Weren't you like on TV yourself in Singapore? When I said that, I had this mad flashback of this video you showed me fucking years ago. Am I remembering that correctly, or did I just make that up?
No.
Tell me what that was. Remind me. Can I Google it?
No, please don't do this to me. I will die. I'm trying to run away from this, but I will tell you what happened.
Okay.
It was a 70-second film competition where you have 72 hours to make a 72-second film.
Right.
And
this is before iPhones and shit, right? So it's like proper shot.
This was a proper shoot. And my friends and I thought it would be really funny to approach filmmaking from a very literally toilet humor point of view. And I was a girl who was in the bathroom. I couldn't find my toilet paper. 72 seconds of that. And yeah. Yeah, it was very difficult, because we won Viewers' Choice Award, and people would come up to me and say, "Hey, you're the toilet paper girl," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I am. That's me."
That's fucking gold.
Because the prize was that they would play it before every big. So it was by Cathay Films, and they were like one of the big movie theater chains in Singapore. So the prize was that before any feature film, as part of the adverts, before the film, they would show the winners of the Cathay Film competition. And
was
so
it Cathay,
everyone...
Cathay the airline?
What? My hair?
No, Cathay the airline. What's Cathay?
Yeah, Cathay. Yeah, exactly. But
like Cathay Pacific.
They have cinemas. Yeah, in Singapore, they have cinemas there.
Okay. Yeah. That's fucking amazing. So you were the toilet paper girl.
I am. Thank you. Thanks for bringing this up, Nerm.
It's all right. I did ask you if there's something you wanted to avoid, and you didn't mention it. So, I mean, there you go.
Hey. It's the same thing all over again. Pandemic time.
I was going to say, you could have just put that shit back up. It would have gone viral at the start of pandemic.
Yeah.
With one of your tracks.
I should have done
that. I mean, there you go. There you go. So, and also, I realized this, right? So I was going to go on to your string of releases that, you know, that came out from when you started your own career. But there was a bit in the middle where you worked with Sam, State of Bengal.
Oh.
So again, our paths crossed again via mutual friends in a whole other way, which is like How did that happen? Like Sam, rest in peace, big up. State of Bengal is like, for those that may not know, is like a legendary producer, and kind of really helped bring our collective culture to the fore in Britain, in terms of clubbing, in terms of music. I guess combining sort of classical Indian and Bengali with like drum and bass and underground stuff in a way that hadn't been done before. But yeah, sorry, Ishani, please continue.
No, so exactly all that you said. Sam was working on his 5th album, and it was called Sage Frequency, named after his son. I thought it was very sweet. And obviously, there are so many people that I know now because of the way he spoke about them that I never met in real life. I only met them after his passing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm putting the face. Or he kind of brought into my life. Even
Okay.
Are we, can you see me?
Your video stopped, but your audio is still running. Hello, hi.
Hi.
You're back.
Okay.
You're back. You're back.
Good.
Your audio was running. Your video had stopped.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I heard what you said. So there's loads of people that you brought into your life that you know better now.
Exactly. And
Like who?
like Sweetie Kapoor, like
Oh, of course, Sweetie. Yeah, big up Sweetie.
Like oh my God, where the whole
Mark
Asian Love
Gilmore?
Foundation. I went to Mark Legend on the drums.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just everyone in
Yeah.
this room really there. And so I was working on him on 2 tracks for his album. And we were just about to release the first one when, you know,
He passed.
Yeah, I was really sad. But they were going to be really good songs. Oh wait, you heard me perform it as well.
Yeah,
One
at
of
Sam's
them.
memorial,
Yeah.
at the unveiling of his blue plaque on his house.
Yeah.
Did you come to the pub afterwards that day?
I did.
I just,
You
yeah.
were there.
No, I was there. I was, yeah.
We went
you know
back.
what?
We were in the train. We went back to Shoreditch with Dave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Completely forgot about that. That's insane, man. I was, you know, actually talking to you and trying to find like we discussed with like photographs is nuts because we've had so many nights together and so many sort of, it feels just like a tumbling motion through time over the last 7 years.
Next time we go out, we just have to have a camera on us and we have to take pictures. That's it.
Ishani, we all have a camera in our pockets. We have a camera in our pockets at all times. We just never fucking use it.
We just don't use it.
Exactly.
My camera's always broken. My phone's always broken. So.
Well, there is that. But I mean, yeah, it's just I was reflecting back onto all the nights out, and now you mentioned Sam. I remember running into you at the ADF concert at the O2 as well.
Yes, I know, that was so good.
In like 2014 or so. It's just mad.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then of course Sweetie, bless her. So Sweetie Kapoor, who's she was like the promoter of Anoka at the Blue Note, and the Blue Note was a club that just transformed UK's club culture, giving us metalheads, giving us several club nights. I forget them. Stealth by Ninja Tune, Giles Peterson's night, and I forget what that's called. It was called, well, whatever. Anyway, loads of fucking club nights, and Sweetie was at the front of all of that with Anoka and Talvin, and then she got you on stage to perform live, which is pretty fucking cool.
Oh, she got me to perform live in a freaking boxing ring. And you couldn't make it because you were in India, I think. At that point in time. But oh my God, that was one of the most fun gigs I've ever done in my life.
And that was your first live show?
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was so good. It was like, it was something surreal about performing inside a boxing ring. It's a different level of fan power. Oh,
I can imagine, actually. Must feel quite like strong and sort of. Did it feel like you were in battle? Because your music's pretty.
What?
Did it feel like you were in a battle?
Yeah, I did.
Because your music's pretty relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. It was weird.
Who was in your band for that live show?
Massive. I was wearing this massive sweatshirt dress, Like, I like to wear dresses that make me look very big on stage because I'm a tiny person. So I like to wear like clothes that are poofy or big so that I look bigger than I am. It just makes me feel a bit more in control, I guess.
And I'm guessing a hoodie kind of fits with the boxing thing. But who was in your band at that point?
So my band was literally me and Dan. He's aka Zaflon. We met one night when, so you know, London has loads of these kind of demo workshop nights where you just go, you meet. It's kind of like AA, where you kind of meet, you introduce yourself, and then you say, I'm blah blah blah. This is kind of music I make, and you play a bit of your demo, and then people listen to it, and they're like, "Oh, I want to be part of your project. I want to be part of your band." And that's how I met Dan. And so we make music together. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a constant band. So if anyone is listening out there, please join my band.
This is like the shadi.com of bands. Like, please come join my band.
Music.com.
Are you downloading something at home?
Yeah.
Are you downloading something at home? Because I think your connection's like cutting in and out.
Proper band. I know. What is my connection doing? I have no idea. Can you hear me now?
Are you on Wi-Fi or is it me? Yeah, it's just gone a little bit fuzzy at your end, I think. But anyway, yeah, sorry, this conversation keeps to be stuttering because I keep talking over you. So apologies for that. I think it's that connection.
Okay. No, I can't hear that. So.
Oh, okay, fine. But yeah, so was it like, so Elephant Belly, what was the first, okay, going back to what you're saying about releasing sad songs before you get happy.
Yes.
What was the first release in this new wave, putting the Pelican Elephant aside?
Yeah, it was called Insomnia. It was this night where I couldn't sleep. And I was...
Funny that.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't sleep and I was like, you know what? This tossing and turning thing isn't working. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to write a song. And I thought I was going to... So I like to kind of like, if I'm feeling something quite negative, I like to just put it out in terms of a song. And then it's out there and it's a thing and it's positive and it's productive and I've done it, you know, and so I feel better.
Yeah.
And so with Insomnia, it was, oh, thanks, Holly. Yeah, with Insomnia, it was like, it turned out actually to become more of a love song. It's kind of like the dark lullaby. I wanted someone to sing to me to make me feel better. And yeah, and so it was kind of, it was great because that was the song I sent to Bobby Friction and he loved it and made me his BBC introducing artist and yeah, things just kind of went from there really.
Awesome. Was that the song that made Sweetie sort of pull you on stage as well and make you perform live? Yeah,
I mean, she was listening to, I was playing her all kinds of stuff back then, and yeah, but that was the one.
That was the one.
I think she also liked Stormy Emotions. That one she loved.
Did that come out?
Yeah, so Stormy Emotions. That was, so the EP was called Stormy Emotions, and that was the 4th song of the EP. And what was cool about that is, like I said, I like to wear clothes that make me look bigger than I am, and I was working with this amazing fashion designer called Hell of a Girl, and one of her things, she makes rockstar couture, and one of the things she specializes in is crazy amounts of fabric, and so I kind of used her stuff to stylize and to conceptualize the album artwork for all the songs in the EP. And what was amazing is that she was showing at London Fashion Week and she was like, do you want to walk? And I was like, hello, tiny girl walking at Fashion Week. Hi, yeah, I'd love to represent.
Nice.
So there I was with like massively beautiful tall women walking. But the best part was I got to walk to my own song, and watching all those models walking to Stormy Emotions was just
That's wicked.
insane. Yeah, it was awesome. And Sweetie came to that, and she was like, "All right, I have to get you on." And,
Wicked.
and she just like took my wings out, and she said, "Fly."
Nice. Oh, bless Sweetie. She's fucking great
Yeah,
like that.
awesome.
She's just so encouraging. She's an awesome,
Yeah,
awesome person.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what, going back to that Fashion Week walk, were your heels massive?
Not really, man, because I couldn't walk. You know me.
I mean, I've seen. Okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna obviously be. I'm gonna show off now because I can walk in heels because I'm a Prince fan.
I know you can. I know you can.
Prince fan. So I was just wondering, like, you know, and also, but equally, I can relate to being small and skinny because I'm quite obviously skinny, and I used to wear layers and layers of clothes when I was younger to make myself look bigger, and it took ages for me to get sort of body proud. I used to sort of, and for me, and I was always jealous of women because I would have to wear like big coats and I look like a coat hanger. Whereas women in oversized clothes look fucking great. Whereas a dude wearing that, I looked even thinner than I actually was. So I'm kind of jealous. I'm like, I want to wear a fluffy dress. That's not fair. But also, I'm just like, you know, in heels. I was just thinking, like, imagining you doing a whole walk in huge heels is quite difficult for me because I've seen you fall over after one drink.
The only thing that saved me is that so they said they would teach me how to walk, and I was like, okay, and I was waiting for this great lesson to happen. But what it is about Fashion Week is that if you are behind the scenes, it is chaos. Like, no one knows what is happening. People are tearing fabric, putting it on their head. You know, it's just like, it's madness behind the scenes. So no one taught me. The lady was just like, just go like that. And I was like, right, okay. And I just like went back to like 6-year-old Ishani and her mum's like clothes and heels. And I was like, just do what you did in front of the mirror anyway. And I just did it. And the only saving grace was I was walking to my own song, so I knew the tempo of it. So I was like,
nice.
Just gonna walk to the beat right now. And that's it.
Did you mouth the words and stuff as you were doing it?
No, I didn't. I mean, that would be like ultra music video, right?
That'd be so fucking cool, just strutting and just like, you know, storming it. Hang on a second. Simon says this chat is great. Thanks, Simon.
Thanks, Simon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, Haley. Haley? Is that your friend Haley? Saying it's interesting to hear that side of the discussion regarding body
Holly's
image.
really good, by the way. Holly's got a new book out that everyone should check out. It's called Out of Touch. There you are. I'm supporting my friends. Yeah.
Out of Touch. What's it about?
It's about, oh my God, it's so good. It's about a sister and a brother who have very weird lives, and their dad isn't well but wants to reconnect with them, and then it's about a weird family. She's very funny. I'm not gonna give it away. It's very good. Read it.
Awesome. It sounds very universal, having weird families. I think everyone can relate to elements of that for sure.
She released it during lockdown, so she didn't have like a proper premiere or have people come to a book reading and stuff like that. And it was called Out of Touch, and that's what we were all out of touch during lockdown. And so, Fuzzy is here as well.
Hi, Fuzzy. I'm glad you guys got on Saturday night, by the way.
Oh, we got on so well, like a house on fire.
Awesome. That's good. Saturday night was so much fun. Yes. That was awesome. So so going from Stormy Emotions, right? You then, I mean, like, what was your release after that?
Nothing's changed.
Was that part of Don't Stop the Fight?
Sorry?
Was that part of Don't Stop the Fight? Or was that before?
Oh,
the chronology wrong.
The Fight was way before. Oh my God, yeah, Don't Stop the Fight was before Insomnia. Oh,
okay, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was...
me knowing your discography out. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks,
Paying
man.
attention
You know it better than I do. Yeah, Don't Stop the Fight was, look, that's what I mean. Like, all the songs that I was doing, I was trying to create something that had a message at the end of it. Don't Stop the Fight was about the horrific violence against women in India, especially after the incident in Delhi in the bus. And I was actually in India at that point of time, and I was like, I need to make a song to make sense of what's happening, because I'm an independent girl, and, you know, knowing that I was feeling weird and scared to walk out in the middle of the night to go on a bus, you know. And so I wanted to create a song that conveyed my feelings, but also the video of it was very interesting. I shot it in this flat as well, and I worked with some very talented actresses who each projected the emotional side of what women go through when they are in an abusive relationship or they face any kind of abuse. So it could be that they react in anger, some people cry, and some people don't even live to tell their side of the story, unfortunately. And I wanted all of that to be packed visually. So if you get a chance, like to check it out, anybody who's interested, please check it out. And what was good about that song is it got picked up in this augmented reality comic book called Priya's Mirror. Have you heard of that?
No.
So they're like in
Priya what, sorry?
Priya, as in the name Priya. Priya's Shakti means Priya's strength. So they're an augmented reality comic book based in New York. When I say augmented reality, it means that you can read it as a book, but then you also, through an app on the phone, you can kind of take certain segments of that comic book and it comes to life, a bit like Pokemon Go, where you like catching Pokemon. Yeah. And so one of the pages, you could actually scan it and then my song starts playing, and it was all really, really fun. And I was very happy to be part of that project because I felt like I released Don't Stop the Fight right before the Me Too movement like officially started. And I was like, I feel so good to have been actually part of that and contribute to something that actually, it's a different world we live in now, you know, in many ways.
Yeah.
But also not in many ways. But
I was going to say, I mean, that then leads to that whole thing that your song title for Nothing's Changed kind of is a good bookend to that. Because I think from Nirbhaya through to Me Too, through all the stuff that's happened, through Brett fucking Kavanaugh, through Trump, through all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of, nothing's changed. And I'm just like...
changed. And you know what I found very interesting was that whenever you're watching TV, you know how you keep like hearing certain words and phrases? I kept hearing nothing's changed and nothing's changed. On the news, someone would say blah, 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 and nothing's changed. And I was like, I keep hearing this everywhere. And I was just like, I need to write this. And this song existed in my brain way before I released it, by the way. But then I glammed it up with, you know, a Bollywood sample, and it was loads of fun performing it live as well. But yeah, sometimes nothing changes.
Wait, I'm just looking at, when did you release Nothing's Changed? Last year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at my sort of added date to my library.
Yeah, that was last year. Last year. Oh my God, yeah.
I didn't know it had a Bollywood sample in it.
About it. No.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we won't talk about sampling. Yeah. Very good. And then speaking of which, so actually, and that takes us all the way to now, right? So between that and you had like, you know, what came out next was Twin Flames after that?
No. First was at Unkind Vibrations. So this is part of the new EP.
Okay.
Unkind Vibrations. It's very different from what I'm seeing right now. People are messaging and writing really, really nice things on this live chat. But Unkind Vibrations was about all the other people who spread hate online. Ah,
was that because you had an experience of it, though? I know about.
Oh, I have always. Yeah, you know, I have. Like, even with Pelican Elephant, when I released my first song, I had people writing mean comments like, don't quit your day job and stuff like that, you know? And when you're a new artist, you're like, oh my God, everything hurts so hard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is more than just a personal thing. I think what I started seeing online was there was so much hate going on, you know? And there's so much fake news. People are dumb. And yeah, and it's like, you know, you just keep seeing that and you're subconsciously, you're just absorbing that. Even if you don't wish to read something, it's in your head because you've seen it. You can't unsee it. You know, you go to, And so what I was talking about is like, you know, nowadays people are like, we have an app to remind you to drink water, or an app to help you sleep and be healthier people and be better people. And but at the same time, you're also consuming garbage subconsciously, and so that then affects your mental health. And this was what made me want to write about this topic. And then lockdown happened, and I was like, now everyone needs their phone, and that's the only way that we're going to be communicating. And it was weird, but, you know, some people could relate to it on, you know, when I released it. Because all the songs that I released 3 songs during lockdown. So that was Unkind Vibrations, Twin Flames, and then Ghost in My Soul, and Doom.
Well, we'll come to those. We'll come to those 2 in a bit. But then the thing is about Unkind Vibrations, which I find fascinating, is that because I'm an old bastard and I'm male, I have a lot less shit to deal with. Do you know what I mean? And I think that as a new artist, you're releasing into that fucking ecosystem, and you have to engage with that ecosystem to actually make any impact, unless you happen to be signed by a label or have a really fucking good deal with a distributor where they can pump some cash behind it. But if you're self doing it, or you're doing it yourself rather, you're just literally confronted with all this fucking wall of negativity. And then on top of that, you've got all the other kind of the kind of things that you get via osmosis, just the general bad juju you get just from seeing this shit on a regular basis. And it's going to be really tough for you, man. I really feel for you.
Yeah. Someone said every day, half of them are bots. Been doing a study. Yeah, even bots. You're still reading that hate, though. You know, you're consuming it. And I think that lots of artists, they are very sensitive people. And I was watching like something, I don't know who it was, but they were talking about like in school, for example, bullying. It's like the easiest example where like someone's mean to you in front of your face, and then, you know, you cry and you go home and you tell your family, I got bullied in school, whatever. But now it's like, it's so easy to bully because you're a faceless, nameless person, you know, behind a keyboard, and the person who's bullying you online or releasing hate or having fun, and they're not looking at the reaction of the person who's getting that hate.
Or they kind of do it to get a reaction because they want that shit. Like the whole idea is to just raise a fucking reaction from you.
Right. And that's unkind, and that's mean.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take on, you know, we've all heard that song, Good Vibrations.
This is the flip side to it.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me, like that bot comment kind of reminds me that we're in a situation now where to enable to propagate a message and make it popular, all it takes is a number that you see in front of you. And the bots can actually therefore sway other people's opinions, right? So it has just as much power, which is why fucking elections are being won on the strength of that, as we've seen. But equally, I think that when it comes to artistry, and I'm sure we've had this conversation about thicker skins and all the rest of it, and I'm having this conversation with a very dear friend that we both know as well about something else that's popping off. And it's this balance between sort of being vulnerable enough to actually do your art and then closed enough to fucking not deal with that bullshit or let it affect you. So you've got to be just like responsive and emotional enough and then turn that shit off.
Can you repeat that one last line, please?
Sure. It was just about being emotional enough to actually create your art and then being able to cut off from any of that bullshit.
Yeah, definitely. I think that comes with experience as well. I think if you've got if you're successful enough to say like, I'm going to keep going forward with my art and and keep moving forward, then if you've had an unpleasant experience, then you've learned from that, and then you get stronger and you get stronger and you get stronger.
And then moving forward, like to your other releases with this EP, the most recent one, or like dropped just before Doom, which we'll talk about afterwards.
Yes.
And talking about dealing with differences of opinion from a far right perspective. But yeah, Ghosting My Soul, which was interesting because who was ghosting your soul?
I was ghosting my soul.
Oh, you're ghosting your own soul?
I was ghosting myself.
Right.
Because when you're in lockdown, you're not doing all the things that make you feel you. We're social animals, right? Like, if I crack a joke and you laugh at me, then I feel Nerm thinks I'm funny. Therefore, that adds to my self-identity.
No. I'm laughing at you, not with you.
Right. Nerm thinks I look funny. But still, that still adds to my identity, whatever it is. And if I'm not around the people that make me feel loved, or I don't get to have that kind of engagement with people in real life, then I don't feel like myself. And we were kind of in enforced lockdown, and you know, we weren't doing anything that made us feel. And I was feeling like I was ghosting myself, because it's like my heart and my head weren't really communicating. Like, I was like, I don't know. And I was just like, again, I was like, I gotta write this. You need to put this down in a song.
I'm so glad you found some sort of public therapy, which is basically what I'm doing with these chats. It's exactly the fucking same.
There you go. Yeah.
It's just like every week since lockdown.
It's been keeping us entertained all throughout lockdown, because it's been great that you've been doing this. Yeah.
Getting drunk with a buddy every Wednesday and talking absolute shit has been wonderful, I tell you. And I can't, it's been, what week is this? 22, 23? Fucking insane.
Has it been that long?
Wait, I can tell you exactly how long it's been. I've got like I've like had to sort of have some structure to this whole thing. I can tell you exactly how long it's been. It has been, you are number 23.
Ooh, very nice.
So 23 weeks.
Wow.
That's quite a time. Dude, that's almost half a year. No, it isn't. Cheers, love.
Ooh.
Yes. So, next thing, your new release, Ghost in My Soul, came out, and then it came out the same week as your fucking appearance on Doom, Bovan's chat.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's been quite a journey. It's weird, like, lockdown, weirdly, has been so productive. Like, for example, Doom was like, right before lockdown, we recorded it, and then we were like, shooting a music video, and it's like, you can't go anywhere to shoot anything. Do it in your house. Do it in your living room.
I remember having this conversation with Pav about you featuring on the track. And it was like, this is fucking awesome. And thank you, everyone that says I love these chats. That's really sweet of you. Thank you. It means a lot. But then, you know, I remember, so Doom is a track by Bovan, who I also look after, ex-Foreign Beggars, the front guy of Foreign Beggars. Here's a track with UK producer Suk Knight, and it's fucking brilliant. And then Ishani, we're looking for a vocalist, and Ishani sung the hook on the whole fucking track. And it was done in such a way that it sounds like it's from like a 70s record, like sampled off a 70s record. Yeah. No, retro fresh. Even the dirt is new. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just making it look shiny and new, but still got loads of nostalgia, and makes you feel like, I remember that. I was there. Yeah, I wasn't there in the 70s though, but you know.
Love, I fucking was. I was born in 78. Can you believe that? I'm that old. Wow. I'm a child of the 70s. No, I was born in the 70s, but that's really fucking weird thinking about that, right?
Wow, no, yeah.
So, but anyway, so going back to Doom, like, we had to do that video, and you shot that on green screen in your living room. Yeah,
that was so much fun and crazy and awesome. Because I was like, what the hell am I going to? You know what was the funniest thing? Because Pav is blue, and then he was like, put red stuff on you, and the only thing I had was like freaking lipstick that I just put all over myself.
But you know, we drew that. It wasn't just like random drawing, because it was based on Bengali traditional sort of actual applications of like,
you know how
sindoor, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sindoor is what you put on your forehead. It is kind of a sindoor, but what I did was I used lipstick instead, and it's called alta in Bengali. And you know, henna is a very Indian thing. You always see girls with lots of henna, but Bengali girls, they use red instead of the brown or green or whatever. And so for me, it was very good. And also,
I love that. That was such an auntie thing. For me, it was very good. That was such a fucking auntie thing to say.
It was such an auntie. I know. I'm even gonna up the ante even more right now and
Okay.
say, look, when I saw, because I did the green screen, didn't I? And then I only saw what Pav came up with way later with the music video. And it was like when I saw all the Goddess Durga stuff in the music video, I was just like, it does not get more bong than that, because
Durga Puja.
Yeah, Durga Puja. And Ishani is another name of Goddess Durga. And Pav is a bit, looks a bit like, I'm not going to say which god.
Well, no, because it's actually an amalgamation of like 4 gods. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the concepts, 4 concepts actually, yes.
Someone got the auntie joke, Fiona, thank you. See, he's not, are you he or she? She's not laughing at me. She's laughing with me.
Well, they can laugh at you and with you. As long as there's joy being transmitted and no bad juju, we're okay.
But yeah, I mean, what he did with that green screen and how he, merged that with his vision and the rest of the stuff he shot in India was just amazing. So
I'm glad it worked
out. If you
out,
have
actually.
this video, go watch it, guys.
But I think, you know what, what took me is that every single aspect of that is quite thought about. So in terms of him being blue, it's not like the Krishna Ram stereotypes. It's actually looking about the destruction energy of, like, say, Shiva or Kali. And even then, blue skin is not a fucking generally just a deity like archetype. It can be used across the board with different like other demigods and whatever. And I love the fact that the red was from, was a Bangla sort of thing that you were taking on. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
It's properly, culturally, you can't really fuck with it. You know what I mean? Even though people have tried, you know what I mean? So like a lot of people would sort of argue about, oh, well, that's sacrilegious or whatever. But then like within India itself, there's different...
Don't read the comment section.
Exactly.
I made the mistake of doing
that.
Just I was like,
don't do that. Just don't do that. Yeah. But it's just fascinating, this homogenization of one culture that's typically meant to be one thing. It's like, bruv, come on, it's not that. Like, stop making up for your shortfalls through that, man.
Yeah, what he's done is he is his own art piece, isn't he? He's his own living artwork.
Yeah, a living work of art. No, I think we call it living art piece, because a living work of art could be like, oh, he thinks it's really beautiful. Because I would say that like someone like oh, what's his name? Fuck, that guy who's just so stunningly beautiful. This dude, not Prince because he's passed away, but like, so he wouldn't be a living work of art. But do you watch Parks and Recreation?
I have watched some episodes.
The really fucking handsome guy. He's just ridiculously handsome.
Well, anyway,
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna tell you who he is, right? It's played by Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe. He's just like, Rob Lowe is a beautiful man. Yes. Yeah, it's a living work of art. Rob Lowe is just a living work of art.
Rob Lowe.
Dude, he's hot. Oh, I'll show you a picture. Hang on.
Have you seen that Rob Lowe's kids like make fun of him mercilessly online? Please Google that shit. That is so funny.
Really?
Yeah, like his son, I think makes fun of every single picture he posts on Instagram. His son has like a really insulting thing to say to his dad every picture.
That's good. That keeps people in check and shit. That's excellent. Yeah, but don't read the comments, even for your own fucking kids. That's the lesson here. Comments.
Stay away from the hate.
Right. So I reckon after Doom's coming out, the flip. In fact, I don't know whether you know this, but the vinyl for Doom is coming out on Record Store Day this Saturday.
Oh my god, it's a Record Store Day already.
It's Record Store Day on Saturday.
Oh my god.
And the Doom vinyl is out, and it's fucking beautiful. Like it's saffron, orange, and blue.
Oh my god.
It's stunning. And you've got a really lovely credit on the record. It's awesome.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see. See, I haven't seen this. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
It's so beautiful.
When do I get to get my hands on one?
As soon as I have a copy, you'll have a copy.
Okay.
Actually, that's not necessarily true. As soon as I have a copy, I'll invite you for a drink, and then you will have a copy.
Done.
I shan't lie on these things. Yes, I must remain truthful as far as possible. But yeah, I think that's coming out on Saturday. And then there's like Bandcamp Day the week after. So there'll be a whole load of stuff happening.
Oh, yeah, isn't it like September 4th or 5th?
Yeah, September 4th. Look at you. Check you out. And then also...
I got an email. I got an email today.
Nice, nice. Oh, this vinyls. I'm really excited
people
about this
who
one.
don't know, every Friday, Bandcamp do a...
First Friday of the month.
First Friday of the month. Never mind what I said. The wine is... Yeah.
The whiskey's working too. But yeah, so what have you got coming up next?
I'm working on a few tracks actually.
More lockdown things? Anything more joyful, or is it all still about lockdown?
It is. It's actually it's still in the same realm, but this one's quite pop. It's called The Perfect Life. And it's about how we keep scrolling through our feeds and looking at everybody's amazing perfect lives and singing about whether they're being real or if it's all an illusion.
We keep it real on this chat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
By the way, Yazzie on this comment saying, how do I keep my goatee intact? It's basically just stroking it. So all the crap that ends up on my hands, whether it's the condensation from this glass or the hair wax I use, or the kind of wax threading stuff I use to keep these little bastard hairs away. They keep growing back. I want to get these lazy.
I have not done my eyebrows since lockdown. Can you please tell me how you do it? How you thread?
Really?
No. This is just me drawing stuff.
Oh, well, it's excellent. You're doing some very good colouring in.
Thank you.
Very good self-colouring in. That's awesome.
Colour within the lines.
Shabash.
We will talk.
We will talk. We'll have some tips. Well, this is the whole thing about the Wednesdays is I wash and preen and make myself look better, which is fucking great.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, actually, one question I've got to ask you, right? And this you may not like this question at all. You might hate this question.
Okay.
But basically, I'm just wondering why do you feel such an affinity to sort of trip hop?
Why? Because it was my thing. That's why.
Okay.
Because the people that I was surrounded with my whole life didn't get it.
Okay.
But I got it so much.
Right.
By the time I got it, it was gone and it's over. And that whole movement is gone. And here I am trying to make it... dude, I used to be in cover bands, and I used to, because I could sing, or I had a vocal range that was higher than the guys that I went to college with or high school with. I was in the band, and I would have to sing "Sweet Child" or something like that because I could do it.
Which was Guns N' Roses, not trip hop.
Guns N' Roses, you know what I mean? Those kind of things, and it's but I used to do the show, and then I'd come back, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this though, because that wasn't me. And then I found in my own weird solitude world, I was listening to Portishead or Massive Attack, and I was feeling it, and I was like, damn, that's what I want. That's the kind of you know what it is? It's the atmosphere, atmospheric music. Yeah.
See, I get those acts for sure, but there's some things that in fact, to be fair, that's probably why I like your music, because it reminds me of Sneaker Pimps more than Portishead.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what I think. I would say my music is more trip pop.
Yeah.
Because my vocals are quite prominent, quite pop. But I still kind of have, it's kind of like a mix of masculine and feminine, I would say.
It's got a kawaii kind of edge to it too.
Yeah, but that's because I was in Singapore and I used to love that culture. And the whole mishmash and fusion of all that stuff. And I want to be like a Asian goth, crazy fusion.
I mean,
Japanese, everything.
I think that's why we all hang out so much, because we're all brown and we're black.
Yes, exactly.
That's probably what it is. But on that note, my love, I think we're getting a bit of a warning time on my screen. So we've got 40 seconds. So we shall say farewell. I'll meet you for a drink in the real soon. Thank you for coming and joining me on this.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
Cheers again.
Cheers, darling. And we shall have real drinks soon.
We will have a real drink really soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye to everyone who tuning
Oh yeah,
in.
thank you for coming and talking and listening.